Hi, I'm Mark. We're here at the Singapore Botanic Gardens, and today we're going to talk about how you can grow vegetables in containers at home. And then I'm going to run through what I like to call the 4 S's. That is the basic principles that are required for you to have success with growing vegetables in a container. And that would be space, that is what container to use and where you should put it. Soil, that's the growing media for the plants. Sun, that's how much light your plants will require. And sustenance, that's the food and water that the plants will require to grow and flourish. So first, let's talk about what kind of vegetables are appropriate for you to grow at home. Those would be leafy greens like lettuce, herbs like chives or basil, and other vegetables such as tomatoes, carrots, or radishes. Let me show you some. Here we have lettuce. There are many different kinds of lettuce. You want to pick one that is a leaf lettuce, not a heading lettuce, and a variety with a short maturity time. You can tell the maturity time by looking at the seed package. So there are quite a few other leafy greens that are great for growing in Singapore. Here's one. It's called Ceylon spinach. The flavor is very similar to European spinach, but it's much more tolerant of the tropical heat. This one is a climber, so you need to give it some space to grow up. This is Cosmos caudatus. The common name is Ulam Raja. The leaves can be eaten raw or cooked. And one more leafy green is this amaranthus. The common name is Chinese spinach. It can be eaten raw or cooked, and the leaves are a great source of nutrients. In addition to the leafy greens, there's a whole variety of herbs you can use. Here's basil, parsley, and chives. These herbs are all great for adding texture and flavor to your salad. Before we start sowing seeds, we need to talk about the first S, which is space. That is, what container are you going to use for growing your seeds, and where are you going to place it? When you're selecting a container, you need to be sure to get one that has good drainage in the bottom. You don't want a container with no drainage like this one, or if you do pick a container with no drainage, you need to make sure you drill holes in it first so the water can flow out. Now, some pots won't have any drainage holes in the bottom, but they will have a plug on the side which lets the water flow out. Once you've selected your container, you want to give some thought as to where you're going to put it. When growing vegetables, you want to pick a location with at least 4 hours of direct sunlight a day and very good airflow. The better the sun and the stronger the airflow, the less likely you'll have problems with insects or disease pests. So now let's talk about the second S, which is soil. You want to pick a good quality potting media that's rich in organic matter and well drained. You don't want to use a clay soil with poor drainage. Now that we've discussed the containers and the soil, let's get to work sowing seed. There's a great variety of seed available. You can buy them at the supermarket or the nursery. The advantage to buying from a nursery is that the staff there can help you to select a variety of seed that's easy for beginners and appropriate for our hot, humid climate here in Singapore. Now I'm going to start off showing you how to sow some lettuce seed. You'll notice here that most seed packages have detailed instructions on the back that will tell you how deep to sow the seed and how many days it will take for the plants to mature. So let's open this package of seeds. The size of the seed gives you an indication of how deep it should be planted. The rule of thumb is that you should plant the seed at a depth twice the width of the seed. You can see this seed is quite small, so we're going to start it off in a smaller container and then later transplant it into a larger pot. So I'm just going to be sprinkling a small amount of seed on the top of these pots, which I've already filled with soil. Then put an additional very thin layer of soil on top. When you finish covering the seed, you need to put the tray in a very sunny location and then water it heavily. When I say heavily, I mean you'll want to pour enough water in each pot so that it runs freely from the bottom. To promote good germination, you'll want to keep this soil evenly moist, which means watering every day. In a very hot location, you may even need to water twice a day. If you keep the tray in a good sunny location and keep it evenly moist in a matter of just 2 to 3 weeks, you'll have lettuce seedlings that look like this. This is the stage at which you'll be able to begin fertilizing your plants. since you're going to eat these vegetables, you'll want to use an organic fertilizer instead of a synthetic or chemical one. Organic fertilizer is available in liquid or pellet form. As your plants are growing out, you'll need to make sure that you give them plenty of sun, regular watering, and fertilizer about every 2 to 4 weeks. Once your plants have grown out in their smaller containers, you'll want to transplant them to a larger container like we've done here. Depending what variety of vegetable you plant, it'll take anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks before you're ready to harvest. As the plants start to mature, you can harvest individual leaves just by tearing them off at the base. Or you can harvest a whole head by cutting it off at the base with a knife or a pair of scissors. And there you have it. It's really very easy to grow your own vegetables. You just need to give it a try.